You can tell I had 3 beers already. Get a little bit cocky here. All right, so we got a pretty packed agenda. We got a lot of stuff we're going to cover, and I hope it's going to be a fun meeting for you guys as well. We'll have plenty of time, Mark, after we're done for conversations. So that goes to you too, even though you're on the board. Let me kick this off by guests. Any guests here? Please, if you are a guest, and this is your first, second, third, fourth time, I don't care if you're a guest, stand up. I'm going to give you the mic. I want you to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us why you're here, all that good stuff.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Todd. Second meeting, and free diver and scuba diver, fisher. My dad and uncle were both Neptunes about 20 years ago, and so here I am. A little bit about me. I live in Costa Mesa. I went out diving with Alex a couple weeks back, and we dove the West End and had some fun. Just came back from Bay of LA and was out there at King Gray House diving with those guys for 3 days, and it was a full moon, so we didn't see many yellowtail, but lots of cabria and parrotfish and triggerfish and just a bunch of reef fish. So I had a great time, and I'm looking forward. I'm heading out there next week. So, anyways, that's a little bit about me. Thanks for letting me be at your meeting.
Thank you. Who's next? Sorry about that.
What's up, everybody? I'm Dusty. Came out to the last meeting. I am here essentially to take some morbidly obese fish out of the water. I'm a scuba diver, and I've been a diver for, 5 years. Never free dove before. Very, very excited about it. I always knew that it would come down to hunting, and that was the final goal, so more than stoked about it. Big shout out to Mark over here. Mark's my neighbor. He's been bringing me out to these meetings, so kudos to him.
How's it going, everybody? I've been in here for a number of meetings, so hopefully I'm making my rounds and starting to introduce myself to everybody. Been getting into diving quite a bit this past year, diving 2 to 3 times a week, along with swimming just between work. Love being in the water, surfing, and pretty stoked. This past week got my first decent-sized calico bass. So, Hunter, sorry. Hunter.
Good name for the sport. There's some people with nicknames Hunter, so now you got to come with Hunter. All right, so next up is fish standings, and I'm going to turn it over to our vice president to talk about fish standings.
Hey guys. So we got.
Hold on, I'll get there.
We got pictures.
Yeah, I'll get there. Just give me 1 second. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Leaderboard coming up. Boom.
We got Hobie Lad. Calico bass is 6.9 pounds. Where's Hobie? He ain't here.
Hold on.
But we got pictures.
Hobie Lad, 6.9.
There it is.
Is that still certified?
I don't know. You want to find out? Let's find out. The scale is manufactured by Beckno.
Definitely not. It was bought on Amazon.
Scale bought at is Amazon. The answer right there is no. All right.
Next up, we got Scott Furbian. Where is he at? I saw him. There he is. 47.5. I ain't been around long, but that's the biggest one that you've taken at Catalina. Congrats.
All right. We got fish stories coming up, so that's going to be a good one. And you can see what scale, where he was, who his witness was. All right, I'm back.
Everybody's going to have access to all that information. Next, we got Ugly again. Hobie, 13.2 pound lobster.
That's a monster.
Nobody's wondering where you got that from.
We know where he said he got it. You know? Yeah.
That's it. And everybody knows white sea bass has been slow, so an honorable mention to Jacob. He's got a 28.8, was it?
There we go. There's Jacob right there.
There's Slim Pickens out there this year. Richie ain't giving up the spots or secrets. Come on, come up. And where are they at, Richie? That's about it. All we got for fish standings. I'm sure there'll be many more.
And by the way, while I'm here, I'm going to do a little bit of a plug during the process. But as I mentioned in some of the previous emails, you can go back years over year and pick different years and see who was in the leaderboard at that time, see the fish they were taking, all the stuff I just showed you about digging in and seeing the pictures. All that information is going to be available. I've got 17 years of history right now out of all 17 years of digital newsletters is what's in here. And you'll notice that when you look at it, you'll see some of them have two icons. One is a picture icon and one is like a paper icon. That means I've got both. That means I've got the picture of the fish and I've got the fish application. We did not do a good job as a club of keeping 17 years worth of fish applications. So there's missing information on some of these. I'm going to be spending the next, I don't know how many years, trying to backfill all the old information, but you'll notice that when it's there, you'll see the icons, you can click on it, you can get the past information. All right, Kennedy's. Let's, who wants to go first?
Hey everyone, my name is Iago. This is my 7th or 8th meeting already. Really excited to have sort of started in blue water hunting lately, thanks to Juan and my sponsor Steve. First fishing event for me next week with the blue water meet. Super excited. And other than that, I just want to make a mention my fellow tentative Alex. Super inspiring to see him land yellowtail. That's what I'm after. I'm 3 shots missed thus far, but I'm seeing them, and that's more than I had been in the past. And I just want to thank everyone for welcoming me this far.
I'll talk about it a little bit later with like two sponsors, but Iago has stood up and taken on, we've got some new roles we're doing within the club. It's called a lead, right? The Constitution supports it. And so he is actually our sponsorship lead. He's working collectively with the board to actually help the communication and the interaction with our sponsors. As an example, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Come on, sorry. He got these all printed up. They're thank you cards. He's personally writing a thank you card to every one of our sponsors. We've got a list of what they donated to the auction. We're a little bit slow on it, but it is better late than never. But it's doing a great job, and I really want to just recognize what he's doing.
Hey everybody, I'm Danny. Been here at the Neptunes clubs for a little while. I've done a lot of the auctions, but now as a tentative again, it's been a lot of fun, especially doing the blue water meet last year. I don't think I'll be able to do it this year, even though I think I'll be going. I just had a partial calf muscle tear, so I've told Holby that ideally I'll live vote it for him. At least be a part of it in that sense. But no diving since last time, so no fish stories. Sorry.
All good, make it better.
Alright guys, what's up? Alex Rekarst here. Definitely got 2 of my best, personal best fish lately. 2 weeks ago, actually I had a cold. Went down with Lauren. Catalina, didn't see very much, went down to San Clemente, and I was able to land my personal best yellowtail. I got it on video, which is pretty cool. I got hers on video as well. If you guys want to see, just let me know. I also got my personal best halibut, which is 41 inches and 26 pounds. And honestly, when I saw that guy in the water, I thought he was a rock. And I was like, look at that thing, it's huge. And the fish was like, it was horrible, it was like 5 feet. But yeah, I landed him. So he took me for a ride for a couple of seconds, and I was like, all right, this guy's a lot bigger than I thought. And yeah, I pulled him up, and I just couldn't believe it. I started yelling at my buddy, and I was like, woo, check it out, dude. And yeah, it was exciting. And then last weekend, I went with Lauren and a couple other of our boat friends, and we had a big old cook-off. Got a lobster that I caught, 4-pound lobster. Brought a swordfish collar. I got the yellowtail, I got my halibut, and she got her leaf cod that she caught on the boat. Oh my god, it was so good.
Nice, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Brian. Sponsor Dennis.
Don't have any fish stories lately. Just been night fishing for my dog recently. There you go.
Night fishing for my dog. Work's been pretty gnarly, so I'm working at 612s right now, so it's heavy. But second year at the Blue Water, looking for some fishes here, and hopefully we have a blast like always, man. I was stoked last year, and I had a really good time, so can't wait to get in the water with you guys and get it on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just one comment to Danny. You and Mike Marsh can hang out. You're both crippled.
It's all right.
Actually, Mike's coming on my boat. He's gonna be a captain. It's only fair trade. When I broke my shoulder a couple years ago, I captained for him and Bill Brett. So now we're gonna reverse it. He's gonna captain for Bill Brett and I on my boat. So all good. All right. So fish stories. I'm looking at Scott, but you know, I'm sure there's others too.
It's detailed.
Detailed.
GPS numbers would work.
Okay, that's easy enough. Hello. Hi guys, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. Not much of a story, but I knew if I didn't come to tell it, I'd get nothing but shit from all the guys. It was at Farnsworth Banks. You know, you guys got the numbers on the high spot. I saw about 4 separate schools on different occasions. None of them would come anywhere close for a shot. Fizz was real nice. Water was 61 degrees. This school that he came out of, they were a little bit below the bait fish. Bait fish were all the way up on the surface, a little bit below the bait fish, and they were kind of going away this way, and this guy just kind of came up over the shoulder of the yellowtail and kind of went this direction. So I dove down and pulled the trigger, and I wasn't sure if it didn't go ape shit or couldn't feel it hit anything. So then I took off, went to get some air, and looked, and the fish was on good, solid from the side I could see. And you know how the fish are when they're kind of partially paralyzed? They do that kind of joggy kick, you know, and that was all he was doing. So I'm like, okay. Don't wake him up. Yeah, don't want to pull too hard. So I'm on a reel gun. I didn't even have a float. Pulling. So I get to the shaft, and the shaft is slip tip, or the adapters on this side of the fish. I reach around, I feel just the tip hanging out of its gill plate. Like, okay, so I took that. As soon as I pulled it out, that's what they do. Lit up, and I just steered them toward the boat. That was it.
You guys want to see the picture again? That's a nice picture. Anybody else? Here we go. By the way, I'm going to tell you guys what I told Juan. I've been telling this for the last, since May, since I introduced the Yellowtail Derby. You guys know golf. I'm not a golfer, but I know a little bit about it, right? There's this handicap thing, right? And I told him, for our sport, we need a reverse handicap, right? Which means that instead of all the people that aren't as good as someone else getting a little lift, the person at the top needs a little, so the rule needs to be rewritten for next year. If you live on an island, you only get 4 fish to everybody else's spot.
Yeah, I know I'm handicapped. So I've been diving a lot. Last week I went out all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I saw fish every single day out there. No white sea bass, but yellowtail in varying sizes from about that big all the way up to 30 plus pounds. I tattooed one and it kept swimming. And so last week was a bust. But this week I headed out again yesterday and today. And as a matter of fact, I took a new guy to the island, and literally just gave him his first spear gun, and he pulled the trigger for his first time, shot his first calico, 17 inches. He's stoked over the moon. So that's one of my favorite things. Besides shooting fish, is watching other people shoot fish. It's such a cool, rewarding experience to teach somebody else how to do this sport and just continue it. But when he shot a 17-inch calico yesterday, I shot a 15-inch yellowtail. So yeah, that was probably close to the smallest fish I've ever shot in terms of yellowtail. But today I had a little bit of redemption. I went out this morning before coming over on the boat, and I managed to tattoo another gigantic yellowtail at one spot, but it kept swimming. So not being completely dejected, I decided to hit one more spot, and I hadn't seen anything for nearly an hour. I was swimming back to the boat, and on my way back to the boat, I saw one single fish just off in the distance. Visibility is really good out there, by the way. And it just wanted nothing to do with me, so I was like, you know what, take one more pass. So I just turned around, went up current, and then took one more dive, and sure enough, that fish must have been curious enough to come by, and I damn near snowed the thing, 22.5 pounds, so that's the 3rd fish for the Derby so far. Yeah.
So it's Juan's fault that it's not in here, because the only way it's in here is I get a fish app, or if we get a fish app, Dennis approves it, and I upload it, or he uploads it now because we did training yesterday. But just to show you how it works, we can go to events, and we can pick Yellowtail Derby, and it's a live update after we do it. Who's in first place, who's in second place, who's in third place. It tells how many fish they have and the total weight, because it's a total weight for 5 fish. So obviously, Juan's going to have 3 fish up here pretty quickly. I guess 4 actually. You know, 4 fish.
This will be third one.
Okay, third fish in here. So that's how the derbies are going to work, and obviously all the other stuff as we progress through the year. All right. So let me move on to the next topic.
Any more fish stories?
Any more fish stories?
Jacob. Nope.
Has he got another one?
All right.
Okay. Let me move on to, and I hope you guys all saw the email. I have a proposal on our leader fish for the year to remove the sheephead from it. And you probably read up all the write-up I put in. I'm going to step out of the discussion and everything else because I proposed it, which the laws, the bylaws say I can't represent it. So I'm going to step out, and Dennis is going to take over and take care of a vote for all you members. Please step out back and help us make a decision on the sheephead as part of our annual tournament. We're removing sheephead from our annual competition, and we'll no longer list it. If you want to shoot them, that's fine, but as a club, we're not going to promote it, and we're definitely not going to promote shooting the biggest fish. And Dennis did a great job of articulating, all the scientific reasons for doing it, and urchins and kelp and everything else. So thank you. So I know that you guys, I wasn't here. I apologize. I had something going on with family, but last month, and we asked Josh to step in and take over the secretary position. And I know there was a vote and everything else, but I just wanted to personally thank him for stepping up. I sent out a call for help, and typical to this club, people responded. So it's an amazing thing to see that it continues to be the club of help and support and participation. And speaking of Josh, let's talk about the Blue Water. So I'm going to bring it up.
Do you have the list of the people
Yep.
that we need?
So we're not going to talk about payments because
Yeah, Mark can figure it out.
Mark and I are still working on that part. But as of right now, we have, there's a number right there.
Yeah, so we don't have a lot of registrations yet. We only have 38 on there. And we've just done a list and we're just double checking that we have the right app. So you may get an email or text or call from us just to double check because we may have misplaced your app, but we saw some money come in. So we'll get that list. If you guys have any question, if you didn't get a confirmation that we received your app or something like that, just send another note in to us and we'll respond back, okay? So we'll be a little bit better about those emails. And if you have any questions or concerns about anything money-wise, just ask Mark. But if you got buddies that are going and they haven't turned their app, please get on them and make sure they get it in so we know how many people to prepare for. Juan's already out buying stuff for it. So we don't want to overbuy, we don't want to, and again, we don't want 38 people at the meeting. That's about half as many as we should have, right?
So I'll echo, I don't know if any of you guys listen to podcasts or anything else, but I listen to Dan Bongino, just one of the many I like, and he did this whole thing, 10, 10, and 10 for the elections that are going on. Call 10 people you know, text 10 people you know, talk to 10 people you know, and that's how this happens, right? So, you know, if we're gonna have a great Blue Water meet, it's not up to me, man. I can only do so much, right? So it's up to all the members to reach out to their friends, their family, and encourage them to go, and you can sponsor them. And honestly, it's reach out to members, right? Reach out to other members and say, hey, man, you haven't been in a couple of years, or you've been for 15 years in a row and you're not going to this one, you know, that kind of thing. So, so anyway, just do us a favor and help promote it to your friends, family, and other members.
We're going to have to shoot that back in. Yeah. We're going to have to if we can get anybody signed up.
Get the Fathom going. Push the steroids.
Okay, I mentioned earlier about the support I've got from Iago. He actually helped me. We actually had to reach out because of some of the stuff we're doing and publications we're trying to just really try to promote the club. We had to reach out from Hawaii and said, hey, we think we want to sponsor your club. I got in a conversation with them and I sent them the packet. I think you guys know last year we decided we're going to have platinum, gold, and silver sponsors. So I told them the category of a platinum was donating over $1,000 worth of equipment or $1,000 plus worth of cash donations, like in the case of what Mark was able to do with Long Beach, etc. They stepped up and they donated a ton of stuff that we're gonna have at the Blue Water Meet auction off. It's a band, it's a band company that make bands for guns and gift certificates. So we're gonna have over $1,000 in value of stuff we're raffling off, and it'll be a bundle of bands for guns, and we kind of picked a size that kind of fits most guns from a band perspective. But then more importantly, there's going to be a $100 gift certificate to buy the band you want, right? So at the raffle, you can spend $1 and you can hopefully win a $100 gift certificate for bands that fit your gun if the bands that come with it don't, right? So we're pleased. I want to again thank Iago for helping me with those communications and landing that deal. It's always nice to have a new platinum sponsor for the club, and we're going to make sure we take a lot of pictures. And in fact, that's one of the things I was going to say. One of the things we're trying to do, and Iago's helping me, not just the thank you cards, whatever, we're actually trying to show the sponsors that we're having an impact on their business, right? So showing pictures of, hey, I got this fish and I use this gun, or I use this float, or whatever. Those things help, right? And so as you're taking your picture, think about it, right? Can I do something to show the sponsors that we're having an impact on their business from what they're spending with us or giving us? Because honestly, if it wasn't for the auctions, we would have a hard time doing the kind of things we do, the events and so forth. So that's my sponsorship pitch, and I'll keep making it all year long. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is a new working group that we're forming. It's kind of being led by Terry and I. We have formed a new historical working group. That group is really trying to take all of the amazing history of this club and digitize it, for one, right? And then develop a way of presenting it and representing to the members of the club now and in the future through this new digital platform that I've been working on. So we decided that what we were going to do is we're going to take the members you see there, and I'm still working with David. We want the working group to have a few more people. One attendee, right? So again, we're trying to make sure the attendees have these lead positions to help the club beyond just carrying speakers and stuff like that, right? And then two, we'd like to have 2 additional members in the club, in the working group. So we're looking for volunteers. So if you have a interest in the history of the club, if you want to participate in, we're going to have monthly meetings specifically on the history. Carrie's got a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be working with Maury, etc. We're going to be bringing a bunch of historical stuff together and talking about it, figuring out what we present, and everything else. So I'll just put out there, if you have interest in participating in the working group, reach out to me, let me know. No guarantee, because we're only going to get 2 people out of whoever volunteers. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people volunteer, but the 2 goals, like I said, are update the webpage. Juan and I have been talking about how we build the webpage where it has more history in it. He's done a great job of taking a bunch of old pictures, at least putting them up there, which is amazing. And then using the Spearlog again as a platform where we can sort, look at different things, etc. when it comes to the history of the club.
Yeah, I think was it Larry that had the old he had the old website that had all the pictures on it? Larry Heinrich did it.
I haven't talked to Larry, so maybe.
Yeah, does that sound to the old guys? Remember, you guys remember that? Larry Heinrich had the old website that had all he was president for a while. Yeah, but I would reach out to Larry. I think he's got the old website that had all the pictures on it.
That's a good call, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last thing I wanted to touch on before we just have fun talking to one another is Spearboard. So it started out 300 plus hours ago all I wanted to do was create a leaderboard, because I was looking at all of the way we do this and how we take the fish apps. I was trying to find fish apps, and I did it last year as Dennis knows, and it was like, oh, we gotta get trophies and all this kind of stuff. And I started out with just one thing. I was gonna do a leaderboard for fish apps. And then I just went off the charts. I don't know what happened, but I went down this rabbit hole, and I started really thinking about the club and all the things we do on the back end as members of the board, etc. And I started like, gosh, there's so much we can do in digitization, right? There should be no reason that we can't find a fish app. There should be no reason that this stuff isn't just easy to do. Who's paid for it, who hasn't paid for it, what shirt size do they need, all these just things. So this thing has evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved, and over the last, I don't know, what, month, 2 months, to what it is today. Today it is a custom-built application specifically for the Long Beach Neptunes that takes everything we do and automates it. Right now I've got 17 years of newsletters brought into this. I've brought in every picture it would parse, every piece of information it would parse, put it into files. The most exciting part about it to me is going forward, you guys can do it. You can take your pictures and upload them to build a rich history in 2 categories from a photo perspective. The first one, let me just go to it real quick, sorry. Come on, pick the right button, Del. The first one is something called Fish Gallery, right? And again, I gotta apologize, there's gonna be errors, it's not perfect yet. I mean, there's some pictures that cut people off because I'm bringing pictures out of the newsletter into it and so forth. But the first one is a fish gallery. It's 17 years of pictures. It's all the pictures that I could find that were actually submitted with fish applications, et cetera, that are in this. So I showed you earlier, you can look back on the fish stack rankings for 17 years. This is every picture of every fish. And every time you open it, it randomizes, so you won't always see it when you open the same things. But what you're able to do is you're able to pick, I want to see by year. Now again, it may not be, this is where I just got to be caveat, it may not be the year that fish was taken. It was the year that it was in a newsletter, right? So if somebody did a newsletter and they showed a picture from 10 years earlier, it's going to show up at 2020, right? But you can look at it by year, you can look at it by species. The AI software did a pretty good job of identifying. I would say it was probably 85, 90% accurate in picking the fish. It got, on the tunas, it got really, that was like bluefin, yellowfin, it got a little bit off. So you're gonna see some challenges with it, and I admit it is what it is, but, so you'll see a few things where it's not perfect, but it's much better than anything we had so far, right? As far as looking back. But you can pick the species, and you can actually pick the source. So by source, you can see what actually came with a fish application. So I want to see just official leaderboard fish for that year. Or I want to see leaderboard fish for all years, right? You can do those kind of sorts. As it progresses, you're going to be able to say, I want to see all of Mike Marsh's fish. I want to see all Dennis' fish. I want to see Dylan's fish. I want to see Ron's fish. Not all of them. Yeah. Well, the ones that are uploaded, right? Right? So this is going to be a rich, I think at least it's going to be a rich opportunity for us to catalog what we've done as a club, etc. There's an entire member section, I won't go into it, but the other part of the thing that I was really excited about is actually the member gallery. Member gallery is all there's a few fish in here. Again, the AI wasn't perfect parsing the data, but it's all of the things that we do, right? It's all the non-fish pictures of the club. So you're gonna see banquets, you're gonna see awards, so you can again look at the different categories of stuff you wanna see, and you can check it out, right? It's pretty cool. So that's one thing that I think is really amazing about what you're going to be able to do. The other thing about the system you're going to have, and it's totally controlled by you as a member, right? It's got a lot of security built into it. My background with security went up to Cisco. It's only the information you want available to the club, right? So you choose when you build out your stuff what you want to share, but you've got a member directory. If you happen to be like me and you say, hey, listen, I'm going to share all the information with the club, you can see my phone, email, my wife. You can see you've got 2 additional views where you can actually see the information that I want you to see, right? That I'm willing to share to you. So if you want to get to know me, you don't know me, this is the place to do it, right? The tentative section on this, and we were just talking about, Alex and I were just talking about it, the tentative section on this is even built out more. You want to know more about a tentative? You'll be able to go here, know a lot more about a tentative who wants to be a member of the club. Fish they've shot, where they've done blue water. There'll be a place, if we're going to have a vote for a tentative, we'll notify everybody 30 days in advance. The sponsor has a spot to put up a paragraph 30 days in advance what they feel about that their tentative. Right? So you can go to the spot, you can look. When we have a vote, I don't know about you, but I can remember years when I was like, I don't know the guy. I mean, I didn't really know the person, right? And so, I kind of listened at the meeting, and I'm like, put my hand up. This gives us a spot where if we haven't had a chance to dive with someone, we can actually kind of get to know them without. So anyway, so it's a bit, you can pick on view, and this is just, an example of my profile. It's got who I am, some of my best fish that I've taken, a picture of my boat, obviously. I enjoy. And the other things I'm interested in, what I do. So the member directory part's cool. Anyway, you guys can explore it. You can go through and look at it. This morning, what I did, and I know that it's email. This morning, what I did is I sent out an invitation to everybody through the tool. It's got the ability to broadcast out. It comes from a longbeachneptunes.com tail on the email, but the first part says no reply or something like that. So for me personally, when I was doing all the testing, they all got jumped into my junk mail, right? And when I sent them to my work, they got put into a quarantine, right? Because I was sending them to myself to do all the testing. So if you didn't get one, the first places to look is in your junk, right? Or something that says Long Beach Neptunes login. And click on that, it takes you right in. The security on the system is it knows who you are. So you don't need a password, you don't need anything. It invited you. When you come in, it knows that that's you. Now there is, somebody could steal your laptop and get in, right, without a password, but that's the case even if you had a password, it could be saved or whatever. So the security's built into it automatically. On occasion, you may have to relog in and do another exchange with it, but security's built into it. And so if you didn't get the email, send an email to the Long Beach Neptunes Yahoo account. And what's that? Email on this morning, yeah. So if you didn't get an email, if you don't find it, send an email to the club, address. We'll work with you as a board to figure out how to get you onboarded, make sure you get into the system, and you can have access to all this data. It's going to be a work in progress. Again, everything's not there yet. There's some places like a history that says, under development, everything else. We're going to start with the first 30, 60, 90 days of just usage, right? I want people to play with it, use it, whatever. Keep your ideation, right, for now, right? Make notes. Hey, I wish it did this. I think this would be cool to do, whatever. We're going to build a formal process to collect data as far as, hey, it'd be cool if it did this, it'd be cool if it did that, whatever. But we can't, I'm just me, right? And I got a job and a wife and everything else, so I can't be taking stuff in. So just make notes, yourself. And when we get to that phase in, 60, 90 days and say, okay, we got all the bugs out of what we got. We're looking to improve it. We'll do a notification to collect more data on things you guys think about making it even better for the club. Because this is for the club, right? This was just my brainchild. I'm not that smart. I did what I thought would be great for the club, but I'm going to need input from all of you to make it really good. I think it's pretty good now, but over the rest of the year, I think by the end of the year, I hope this thing is amazing for the club and for generations to come. So that's it. So with that, thank you for coming tonight. Have a good evening.
Good job, Bill.